Today in Hell on Horror, I will be talking about The Witch, which I classify the genre as psychological and supernatural horror. So through a comedy of errors and hysteria driven by adolescence, we witness the descent of a pubescent Puritan girl named Thomason into madness and eventually black magic. So each episode, I'm going to attempt to answer the question, what is this horror movie trying to tell us about society? So, in short, this film illustrates the classic witch metaphor that's retold time and time again, and what seems to just be an inherent societal fear that spans cultures. The inherent fear of blossoming female sexuality, and specifically the anxiety that the aforementioned attribute is not just a means for reproduction. First, let's talk about the element of blossoming female sexuality in the movie as a whole. The apprehension about Thomason's budding sexual vitality starts at the beginning of the movie when her parents discuss sending her away to serve another family. It's as though her maturity is seen as a distraction or some sort of temptation. At other times, the director is nearly heavy-handed in delivering the message, such as taking great care to show Thomason's brother Caleb just ogling her breast. Later, Thomason herself sensually prances to confront her sister and tackles to the ground. And in the final scenes of the movie, her mother accuses her of purposely tempting Caleb with lust in a plot to kill him with witchcraft. As for the other family members, well, Thomason's younger sister and accuser is exempt from all of these female suspicions because she is perceived as a sexless child. Thomason's mother is also exempt from this female accusations because of her status as the mother. Her sexuality has already been used to service men, God, and natural order. So now let's talk about the fear of sexual misuse, as this metaphor is not as heavily handed and delivered to the audience. The baby stolen before Thomason's eyes, her older brother Caleb being seduced by the lascivious witch in the woods, and the final attack by the offending witch, with its crescendo of Thomason's mother bewitched, attempting to suckle a raven at her breast because she believes it to be her stolen baby. So, what do all of these horrific scenes have in common? Well, they are all prepubescent, not sexually mature children perverse. Children whose lives are stolen before they can mature, in juxtaposition to Thomason blossoming into an adult. An anxiety about her sexual maturity written on the screen, and how it is not inherently tied with marriage and wifely reproduction. It's a representation of what I can only assume to be the male pro-lifer's anxieties. The baby has to be born. The family must be creative. Women's sexuality must be about procreation. This heterosexual reproduction norm must be upheld. So, does that mean that when Thomason accepts her fate, signs the devil's book, and joins the witch, that means one's acceptance of their own sexuality is perceived as evil? Well, yeah,